The Vancouver Canucks will take on the Ottawa Senators. NHL action for Thursday. The Canucks here on the road. They're going to be favored here, it looks like, currently at minus $1.25 or so. There's $1.30. The total is definitely fluctuating. There's 6.5 over 35s. There's 7 under 35s. So goals are expected in this one. And why not? These two teams are, definitely playing to a few overs so far this season. If you look at this card, there's not a lot of games where the combination of teams are kind of producing, uh, you know, to the over, but this would be one of them between the Canucks and the Senators. Of course, yesterday we had that premium winner on the Senators uh, to go over. So far this season, Ottawa is 8-2-1 to the over. Vancouver is 7-4-1 to the over so far. Vancouver, technically, they've been the best money making. I think they've been the biggest money making team in the league so far, especially on the puck line. Here's what Ferner says: you got to lean toward those Canucks. They're 9-2-1. I mean, I think I could move them up even a little bit higher from where I have them. Um, oh no, maybe not. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I think yeah, we definitely can move them up with their current streak right now. Is it real? Is it? Is it? Is this what we're gonna see from the Canucks all season? This feels like a tough spot, man, going into Ottawa. That uh, yeah, 5-6 record, and what we want to do, of course, Ron, is get those goalies right. And I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna stick with. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Corpusalo at this point. One site is listing Forsberg, but I think I've got 2 out of 3 sites right now with Corpusalo, so I'm willing to roll with Corpusalo here, and I'm gonna. Ottawa's been. I mean, I'm sorry. Vancouver has been super super hot. I get all that, and I'm just a little bit leery. Still laying a little bit on the road here. Everything, Vancouver's been terrific. No doubt about it. I'm going to play Ottawa here. I don't know if I'm going to have much support. Well, I do. I don't know if I'm going to have any support at all, actually, from the chat. But yeah, no doubt. I mean, sorry, you guys. Uh, Vancouver, as good as they come so far, I believe in making money for betters. Correct me if I am wrong. And even if I'm wrong, don't question me. But I'm going to take Ottawa in this one. I about as good a price as I think you could possibly ask for given the situation, and not totally down on the Senators here. And it's gotta, there's got to be some regression for Vancouver. I love the start for the Canucks. Give me the old the old V jersey, and I'll be happy. All right. Okay. Hey, shall we say we got a really good game here between the Canadians and the Red Wings? It's been a long time to say that one of these matchups between these two longtime rivals were, one of the better matchups of the night. But here we are finally, and the Red Wings at home, probably decent, kind of a decent spot for them, I would guess. I mean, they're playing pretty Montreal for their success right now. It's been all feels like all kind of home success for Montreal. It's not a sign of a team that's really uh, turned the corner or anything like that. It feels like so. They feel like they can be live here though in this one. I mean, I'd probably be looking to take Montreal. Let me see what that puck line is though. I'm sure it's going to end up being a little too high for my liking. But um, Red Wings at home just playing. They're a little bit more. They're profitable. Let's just say. Either way, it's a buck 65 or a buck 70 here with the Red Wings. And the goaltending situation here, uh, yeah, Allen and Reimer in this one. Sharps are all over the Canadians, and maybe that is the direction we should go at this price. I kind of might be willing to take a shot here actually with my Canadians, despite the fact that they haven't performed on the road yet. I'm not sure I can pass up a price of $1.40. Uh, Montreal coming in with 5 wins so far this season. Detroit's got 7 wins. They've definitely done well. Detroit 9-4 to the over. Montreal 7-5 to the over. I'm not sold on the over here though necessarily tonight. I would think that more likely this is going to be a pretty solid under to me, and that's I think I'm going to go there. I mean, it is 6.5 juice to the over here. I think I'm going to prefer the under. The goalie situation, Reimer is definitely confirmed in there. I'm showing one site showing Montembeau in there for the Canadians. I think I'm expecting Allen here, but uh, uh, Reimer, he is the number 2 man in Detroit, but he is 2-2 and 1.52 goals against with a 94% save percentage. And Detroit started to give some back a little bit. I mean, they were off to a really good start. They've lost a few here of late. They've lost 4 of their last 7 games. So Montreal could actually be pretty live in this one. Give me the under though for the play here, and maybe I'll just play in pocket with Montreal. I feel like Montreal is pretty live, you guys. The Sharps are all over them, no doubt, and uh, they've been good in this spot. I mean, these are the spots where the Sharps have been making the money. So Fernando is going to take the Canadians here tonight. I can get behind that, and yeah, I don't know. Do I Ferner? Am I just making the? It feels like it's just for a like the handicappers Ferner. It's like you just say that because you can't think of things to say. But I definitely feel like when I say that, to me, that's the spot, right? So every handicapper kind of uses that. That's the spot. This is the spot. But again, I'm trying to play the human algorithm here, right? We just can't take the best team every time, like my man David Charles Dickens. He's just a front runner that just goes with the his old high school teams, and coming on here. Hi, Dave. Nice to see you. Dave, tonight's the game. I just want to let you know on YouTube at 7 is the uh, county semifinal. This is between me and Dave. You guys can all tune out now. Is the county semifinals tonight, and they're playing the Carlsbad Lancers with Alabama-bound quarterback Julian Sayin. And last night on our old show, with I have a different host now because you've moved on in life, but the other host said that the quarterback would actually supplant that Julian Sayin of Carlsbad would actually supplant uh, Milrow next year as a freshman. Now, I don't see that happening. Not the way Milrow's playing right now. I wasn't going to say that to him because also we want to hype up Julian Sayin. But tonight's the game tonight. Carlsbad and Granite Hills. The winner faces Helix versus Lincoln. We're not even supposed to talk about that on the show here. I'm going to get fired. Hi, Lex. Nice to see you. I'm taking Carlsbad, Dave. Carlsbad. The computers have Carlsbad as a 2-touchdown favorite. The Wild at the Rangers. NHL action here for Thursday. And the Wild been doing a nice job. Take a look at the Rangers goaltending situation here. Looks like they're down. Maybe. Oh no, it's Igor. Come on, it's Igor. It's going to be Igor. All right, I would say they're going to go down to their third goaltender here, huh? But Igor looks like he's back, maybe from his little injury hiatus tonight. Don't show him confirmed, I don't think. So we're not, totally sold on that. But the line services are starting to list Igor in there. That's probably good enough for me at this point. Maybe I can refresh here and we'll see. But that's going to make uh, the Rangers here about $1.25. That might be some value actually here for the Rangers, considering some openers could have been as high as $1.55 or so. So might be even lower than $1.30, but I'm going to update it to $1.30 right now in this one. And the total is juiced to 6.5 under 25. I would imagine that. I mean, if Igor's back, if Igor's healthy, uh, look, Minnesota's playing well. I don't mind them in this spot. I know that they haven't been great on the road so far, and the Rangers have done a very nice job at home. But I don't know. I mean, I probably want to try to take the Wild here in this one on the road. I feel like I'm going to do that. And let's see here. All right, Rangers here for Fernando. I kind of want to take the Wild, Fernando. I'm gonna take a dog here on the show and try to beat Igor coming back from a little bit of injury here. If he is confirmed in, uh, Rangers have definitely done a nice job here. They're winning about a quarter units at home so far. So, Dave, we already talked. Yeah, we talked that NFL, but you don't flex the Amazon games, right? It's not a TV game; it's just a stream. It's like so it's like we just let it go. So Dave's on Wild with me. He's up in the upper Midwest there, so he follows those teams as well. And I'm gonna try the Wild tonight with Igor coming back here, and I've got Flurry in there, and I'm getting a little bit of plus money, but I'm not getting the best price. That's why I'm giving it out as a free play. The Wild probably was going to be my premium play, but I don't mind even the under. I still might come in under here, especially if it's a juice 6.5, and I think we can get that. But there are a lot of 6 overs out there right now. Only one book hanging out, a couple books hanging out at 6.5. So I might not even get that bet. Might not even get that price. So we'll see. The Blackhawks are at the Lightning. NHL action here. This one is for Thursday, and in this one, let's see if it's Soderblom and Tompkins because I think those are just I'm thinking it's going to be the I think the regular goalies are in here, and I know what. I mean, they're not the best, but I'm pretty sure I'm strong on the under in this one. Mrazek and Johansson. We know that we're starting to see some issues, starting to see some flaws in the game of Connor Bedard. There's no problem. I'm not jumping off any bandwagons. Uh, he's he's not a big guy yet. I mean, he's never going to be a huge guy, but he'll still be, look, some of the best in the game were never big guys. Some of the greatest ever didn't have the size, but he'll be fine. But right now, it is a little bit tough for him defensively. They have to shore things up in other areas and makes things a little bit difficult to a certain extent. But man, if they're going to hang a juiced up 6.5 here, I mean, I have no choice. I feel like this is. I'm not sure about the side. This price is totally jacked up, and I still probably would try to get on Chicago on the puck line here. And oh boy, I better get on this right away because certainly, where is Ron? He's going to pop me for that error in the banner in the graphic there with that little period. and spelling Johansson's name wrong too. How can I get that name wrong? Two errors in the graph in one graphic, Ron. All right, let me make sure it's 245. Yeah, it's even higher at some spots. So I don't know. I'd probably still try and find a way to the Blackhawks here. We'll see. Uh, the Blackhawks on the road have definitely been a very profitable proposition so far. Tampa Bay hasn't been terrible, but I'd probably look to the Blackhawks. In fact, let's do that. Let's do that instead. I feel like uh, they they've played better on the road. They're profitable on the road. They found ways to get there, and I can get this puck line at minus $1.20 or so. I'm interested in that. Give me the Blackhawks on the road. Um, under right now. I mean, I'm going to be on the under probably in a premium. I'm thinking here. We'll see. Please subscribe. I don't mean to give them all away, but I also want to show you because if there's any doubt in your mind, in your mind, you can go back and look at the records, and I'm going to put it together here. But we crush hockey and a lot of totals. So, right. Yeah, well, at least we caught the error, right, you guys? All right, the Islanders and the Bruins in this one. Now we're talking about teams that go under for sure. Here with these two teams right now, and Bruins. What can you say? Everything's just fine with the Bruins at this point. And I'm gonna go. I'm gonna change goalies here again. I'm gonna go with uh, I think with the regular goalies here. Let me see what we're dealing with. I think Sorokin and Allmark are going to be in there. So let me update that. That's not an error, right, Ron? When I change the goalies, that's just reacting. And again, these are not ever any. I'll tell you if it's confirmed or not on the goal. I'll try to remember, but these are not. But I'm definitely going to move here to Sorokin and Allmark, the regular goalies here, a little bit in this one. And this is a you know you want to go to the grocery store. You could get some value here. Certainly on Boston, there's been a pretty big move here, given maybe some of the injury woes that Boston has had a little bit so far this season. But Horvat is quite day to day right now for the Isles, and I'm not getting any value here. I do want to try the Isles. I think here tonight, and uh, I'm probably going to be on them here. Look, these teams are, if you're going to look at totals like I do, and I don't know, maybe I can still find a way to get in on this, but Boston is 2-9-1 to the under this season. Appropriately, here we're dealing with this 5.5, pretty heavily juiced to the under. I'm even seeing 5.5 under 25 at some spots, and the sharps have kind of rang in too on the under. I mean, they're pretty much hitting it under. Now they haven't been too great uh, playing in this spot, but I like the Islanders here on the road to get a win over the Bruins. I mean, this is a nice game. I mean, the Bruins have been, uh, you know, as expected, the best team in one of the best teams in the league. They're 10-1-1 right now. This is a spot where I'm taking the Islanders. We're going to hit one here. We're going to hit another one with them tonight. Islanders have 5 wins so far, and the 5-3-3. So uh, I'm willing to take the Islanders here. I think the price indicates the Islanders are live. I can't give it out as a premium because I don't feel like there's any value. Here's the thing, right? We talk about the handicappers saying, "Oh, the value, the value." The value is not with the Islanders, but I like the Islanders in this game. I like the spot for the Islanders, and so do professional handicappers. Obviously, it feels like to me, and that's why it feels like the line has gone down here. They're definitely, most of the uh, handle appears to be on the Bruins, but the tickets are coming in a little bit heavier on the Islanders as far as percentage wise. comparatively to the handle, that makes me think the Islanders are the sharp side. This is how some of the market handicapping works anyway. I'm on the Islanders. No, I don't mind. If you are on the Bruins, tonight is the night. Tonight is the night to probably to get a pretty good discount on the Bruins. Dave's taking the UCLA Bruins. All right. And good job, Chad. Had a good one there. I want to say hello to Lauren S. Nice to see you again. Yeah, Darren, no doubt you're going to be, have a little bit of discrepancy. I have them 2-9-1. You have them 3-9, and we see sometimes different books end up on a different like the grading, right? So I'm never going to say you're right or wrong or I'm right or wrong. It doesn't It's still an under team, right? And Darren says New York is 4-6-1. Um, to the under, to the under, right? Yeah. Okay. So for me, let me go ahead and I'm taking the Islanders. No value. I like the spot for the Islanders. I'm a sports handicapper, and you're supposed to, you know, there's a fine line between the judgment of the line, the spot, the play. It's hard. Life is hard, or at least it is for me, and it shouldn't be. The Dallas Stars and the Columbus Blue Jackets in action tonight. Hey, not bad. Columbus has been okay. Columbus has been okay. I mean, their record isn't great, but they've been making a little bit of money for bettors, certainly so far. And the Stars, a big favorite here. Certainly, definitely one of the top teams in the West right now. But I've got the Kings moving right up there with the Stars at this point, aren't they? Because if you have Colorado and you have uh, the Knights, of course, up there is number 1 and 2, but the Stars, the Kings are next. Columbus has done a nice job, 4-5-3, competitive in their games, and that's led to a 7-5 record on the puck line so far. Stars seem to play well no matter what. 7-3-1 currently. And let's see how the action's gone. Uh, Interestingly, heavy action from the Sharps on this total over. They also appear to be kind of on Dallas here. Kind of tough to lay a puck line against a team that's doing well against the puck line. Um, I trust this move from the Sharps, and well, is it still 6 over? Man, it feels kind of like here that man, this one seems pretty juicy, actually. I know that these two teams, have been pretty steady unders so far. In fact, Dallas is 4-7 to the under so far this season, and Columbus is 5-7 to the under. So both teams going under here thus far, but I'm not sure. I mean, there were 6.5s I thought I saw. DraftKings opened at 6.5 under 22. That's what they're currently at, 6.5, and most of the other books are at 6 over. So, man, that does seem kind of crazy. That's what you say when you don't know what to say. All right, I'm going to try Columbus here on the puck line in this one, minus $1.45 maybe here. Columbus has been making a little bit of money. I'm impressed with that puck line record for the Blue Jackets. And maybe if I could just peek 1 second here and see Blue Jackets. No, yeah, so this is what I wanted to make a so 7-5 on the puck line, as I mentioned, but 7-3 as a puck line dog, and Dallas 4-7 on the puck line overall, but 2-4 as a puck line favorite. Let's take the Blue Jackets here minus $1.45 to get that puck line tonight against the Stars in a game where these teams, like I said, it is 6, but look, other than the Islanders Bruins game, you can't find another game tonight where the teams kind of go under so heavily right now. So, all right, Dave's on the Blue Jackets here. And Ron always got those great nicknames. I love when Ron calls all the pick dogs guys by makes up a nickname for them. I love that. And now I got my own nickname. The Arizona Coyotes are going to take on the St. Louis Blues. And look at this line. Man, this one's tightly rated because here come the Coyotes. Now it hasn't been as they've been doing, the mullet thing. The mullet thing is real, right? The playing at the mullet, that's a real thing. And Arizona has a great home ice advantage so far. St. Louis has their own home ice advantage though as well. They've been doing very well at home so far this season. They are just 5-5-1 overall. Contrast of styles a little bit here, but should be noted that even though the Blues are 3-8 to the under so far this season, at home, it's a little bit different for St. Louis, where they are 2-0, or I'm sorry, 3-3. 3 of the 6 games have gone over at home, so they are a home team, more goals at home, more scoring, less defense, whatever. But Arizona 8-4 to the over overall, 5-2 to the over as an underdog. While St. Louis, they've only been favored twice this season. Both those games have gone over. Interestingly enough, now here we are. Unfortunately, we're dealing with this 6.5. Pretty much everywhere. It is juice to the under. I don't know if it's going to go much lower where I was going to consider it for a premium. I think here to go over in this one with, and I think, in fact, let me update the goalie. I think, and here's the other factor. Maybe you got our man Veljmilka in there today for the Coyotes, so maybe that could change things. Let me just see if they're maybe update the goalies one more time to see. But I'm going to list Vejmilka now in there for the Coyotes, and that may be a little bit of a factor, but still wanted to go over here in this one. Also looking at the Sharps. I mean, they've chimed in on the over several times here in this one. Doesn't feel totally comfortable at 6.5, but I do kind of want to play the over despite what we've seen from St. Louis this year. Like I said, on the road they are 5-0 to the 5-0 to the under, and at home 3-3. So I was hoping to get 6.5 and play 6 and play as a premium. I don't know if there are going to be any 6s out there. Darren says he does like the Coyotes here on the money line. And I kind of want to go that direction a little bit myself. Over here, Blues in the over here. Dave's going to be on the Blues. Okay. So let me the over in this one. I just like the fact that, like I said, at St. Louis, the Blues definitely have been better. At home, they've been better for sure. I know you guys. I see you guys there on the Coyotes, and we've been howling with the Coyotes this season quite a bit, no doubt about it. We were, like I said, we won it early. we were on them early. Remember, I went into them immediately saying, "Let's look into this." Why? Because getting the jump on the season like I do, I'm not a 365 hockey man necessarily, and when I see everyone kind of saying, "Look out for Arizona," and Arizona is such an interesting team, looking into it immediately. Just respect the other people, respect other people's opinions. It'll put you uh, on the right path a lot of times. Here, stick with your convictions. Thank you so much, Dave, as well. Let's get to the Predators and the Jets. And I've got probably another goalie change already, it feels like. In fact, this one may be a little bit more confirmed here. Not confirmed yet, but it does look like all the sites have went to Brossois here for the Jets. And the Jets are $1.35. And the total here, 6 under 20 or so. I've seen this one open maybe as low as 5.5. Not maybe just a couple of 5.5s early on. But with these teams, they've been kind of in an over spot here. Winnipeg 7-5 to the over so far this season, and Nashville on the road also, even though they are just 4-5-3 with their totals on the road so far, they're 5-2 to the over and 6-3 to the over as an underdog. So the price does look a little bit cheap. Two teams that, on the surface, I don't know what you might consider a high line here, but to me, I think they certainly can reach 6 goals. Dave says he's on the Predators here in this one. And, Predators haven't really been making money on the road, but the Jets have been a loser at home for sure. Lex, I can't answer this because I also like to refer to myself in the third person. And so if I guess you're only if you're disagreeing with yourself. Thank you, Jimmy. Feels like we're doing a nice job. Again, hockey is my, number 4 on all the sports for me, but the record might indicate it might be my best. So, and again, I mean, I in hockey, I do respect the opinion, more so respect the opinions of people I don't even know, as with watching the markets the way I do. Okay. Well, in this one, I don't know if I can trust Nashville here. Winnipeg's been pretty, woeful at home to a certain extent. Uh, they're not making you any money. If anything, they've been overrated so far this season. But I got to try somebody here. Give me have I played any chalk yet? Let's play some chalk. Let's take Winnipeg at home. Well, I guess those puck lines. I mean, those are technically underdogs. When I say puck line dog, you guys remember, I'm talking about getting the puck in a half and usually laying some juice. And a puck line favorite is laying a goal and a half, and sometimes that's usually used for big favorites by a lot of square bettors. It should be used, basically 50% of the time for a lot of people. Remember, they always say, I never play this, I never use that, I never parlay. Hey, you got to have everything in your arsenal. Ron, I'm loving what you're saying. Maybe it is a dog card, Laren. Darren, hey, I just uh, combined your name, my friend. You're such an important contributor to our chat. Thank you to Ferner as well. I might be looking into the total here as a premium. I'm going to take the Jets here tonight. Kraken and the Avalanche here. I think these goalies are going to be right with Grubauer, and Gurdjieff. And I think I think I can only look at maybe one way with this game, man. Uh, for all the success Seattle had on the road last year, it really hasn't really happened for them this year. And the Avalanche are doing a pretty good job at home. They're doing a real good job. Period. That's for sure. Kraken right now coming in 4-6-3. Colorado 8-3, of course. Strong start. Maybe they've given them back here a little bit, but they're averaging nearly a half a unit of profit per game at home so far, and it's been just the opposite for the Kraken, a team that was one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable, team on the road last season. It hasn't worked out this season on the road. They're giving up a half a unit per game on the road so far. So this is a spot for me to just keep it rolling here. I expect the Kraken this one to be difficult, and I am going to take the Avalanche, and I am going to lay a goal and a half here at even money. Even money, laying a goal and a half with the Avalanche tonight. The Kraken just haven't been able to get it going on the road. We'll note, though, the Sharps are pretty heavy on the under here. I might agree with them. That kind of does make it a little bit tougher on that puck line, but 4-2, of course, always gets it home. And you know what they say about 3-2? The final score is always 4-2. So we'll take the Avalanche here in this one on the puck line. And I think Dave says he thinks Avalanche is the best. And, well, they're certainly in the top 5 teams, if not top 3 teams. Fernando over, Darren under. I will say, all right, I think I'm pretty solid on the under. We'll see. You look at what they've done this season, mixed results. They've slightly shaded under, but barely. If you just look on the, let's see here. Thought I had it. Thought I had the record. Thought I had everything in place. Teams are combined just 11-13 to the under so far this season. But I will note that Seattle 3-5 to the under as a road dog. The Oilers and the Sharks. The Sharks. What to make of the Sharks right now? Well, they're playing the Oilers. Okay. Finally, this line, I'm starting to see some buyback, and thank goodness, right? I mean, it can't be true. No one. I get it. Maybe the Sharps are piling on. Maybe they've been maybe they read newspapers, or maybe that, how sometimes you get like those updates from some of those. I don't know. Maybe I just have the wrong apps sometimes, but they'll report to you something that was like 2 or 3 days ago, and you're like, duh. And maybe people are like, oh boy, the Sharks suck. Well, hey, they just played a great game last time. They almost got it done, certainly, and it's almost hit them right. I mean, the Shark. I guess it's like they're either going to lose 10-1 or 1-0 or something. Whatever the case may be, it's been a disaster. But there's been no bigger disaster than the Sharks and the Edmonton Oilers. And here you have probably the 2 worst teams in the league so far. Record-wise, I mean, maybe the Oilers can turn around. Their personnel would indicate they should be much better than this. So whatever the problem is, whether McDavid's a little bit broken, injured, whatever, Bovada just moved to 350. So did Stations. So I can't pass on the Sharks here. I don't care how bad they are. Edmonton is playing very, very poorly. We just saw the Sharks at least kind of hang in there, right? Okay, there's no doubt. They just lost 2 games last week, combined 20-2. We all saw it, but they came back then against of course, against the Flyers, right? I mean, which team is going to be the most bozo team to come in here and make the Sharks look good for one night? It was the Flyers. So Edmonton, maybe this will be the game they turn around. They're minus 340. The total's 7. So I guess they're going to win this game, 4-2 or 5-2. There's no chance of that. Edmonton isn't beating anybody like that right now at all. And I'm it's hard maybe to give out the total and what is such an ugly game and to give it out as a premium, but I can only probably pretty much look probably one direction in this game. I mean, Sharks don't have a very good offense, and the Oilers can score, but they're not scoring this year. I mean, if you look at their games right now, totally they're giving up some goals for sure, but the Sharks are 3-8-1 to the under. So I'm gonna grab the Sharks here on the puck line at plus $1.20 or whatever, and say if the Sharks are playing a bad team, they can stay within a goal, and if they're playing anybody else, maybe they lose 10-1. But Edmonton is totally broken here. Right, Mike? Might as well. You got to sprinkle the money line here a little bit. You even got to lay a goal and a half. You got to spread some money around on the Sharks tonight. I don't know. Peasy says this is going to be, and what's wrong with these Alberta teams? Dave says go under, but Fernando says go over. And I think I'm with Dave on that one. I mean, maybe when the teams are combined 3-18-2 this season. So that's enough time on that game. All right, there we go. The Kings on a roll here. They've actually not been good at home. Well, I don't want to say not good at home, but they've lost as a big favorite twice. They're actually, I believe, not profitable, believe it or not, at home. Let me make sure of that. But I mean, they do come in obviously, 8-4, 8-2-2 right now. But they did have a game where there were a couple of favorites here. Yeah, just 3-3 puck line as a favorite for the Kings. So they've actually ended up being a kind of a bust here at home to a certain extent, considering their star. Pittsburgh just 5-6 right now. Maybe it is a tailing off Pittsburgh. We weren't going to cast them aside early. There's no problem there, but um, look at this total here. Look, Kings are on a back-to-back, but I don't think it. I think they were able to score earlier on a back-to-back. Pittsburgh not in a bad spot here, uh, given that situation. Line currently $1.25. Look, I'm showing Bovada up to 7 under 35. What's going on there? Um, I don't feel like this game is a high scoring type of game. I mean, I get it. I get it because of the fact that the Kings do seem to play a little bit more at home. They're 5-0 to the over, but they are just 7-5 to the over overall. And they're playing a Pittsburgh team. 1-2 to the under as an underdog, 2-3 to the under on the road, and but you want to hang a 7 here with Yari. Let me see. Actually, he left the game with an injury the other night. He got hit pretty hard actually on Monday. Let me see if has been any update on this. Maybe he's not even going to be in there. In fact, maybe the Kings are going to have Copley tonight in there. So that might be a factor for some people. And remember, Copley was incredible last year. I mean, he was out of his mind. A journeyman, minor leaguer, basically. But I think it just kind of showed where this Kings team was headed, that they were able to make Copley kind of a winning goaltender. For Pittsburgh, I would say, let me see if the injury report what it has. The day-to-day for Yari, he got hit in the head and neck in the game and had to leave the game immediately. But Right now, the line service sites are listing him in there, but some of the hockey specific sites say it could be Hellberg here tonight. So maybe that's why we're seeing this pressure to the over. Um, I've been thinking this game. I mean, I've looked to go under probably no matter who's in goal with the Kings on the back to back, knowing what they would need to do here to win this game. So, but I'm not going to probably go against my Kings right now. Even on a back to back, I'm going to take the Kings tonight at a price of $1.30, $1.35, $1.25. Well, $1.20, but bet online right now. I'm going to do the Kings again, man. My Kings are hot, and I'm going to take them one more time here. Um, how did that back to back go though? The other, I want to say I thought they might have actually lost it. I think they won one earlier. They lost to the Golden Knights. Okay, that's what it was. They lost to the Golden Knights in their only other back to back. They beat the Coyotes on a Friday night, 5-4, and then they lost at home to the Golden Knights, which they've since exacted their revenge last night. So Kings are doing well. Uh, Pittsburgh, they beat the Sharks 10-2. They beat the Ducks 2-0. Now they got to play the Kings. I'll take the Kings tonight. Goalies. Dave's on the Penguins. Ron talking about, yeah. All right, you guys, that's hockey for tonight.